I'm going to explain how to actually interact with employees, okay? I'm going to do it briefly because this can take an hour or two in a speaking event. So I'm going to do this quickly for you. Hey everybody, Brian Maxey here. So if you watched my video that I did explaining how issues take care of themselves, remember I did this with my fingers, right? And I went, an old mentor of mine used to do that and taught me that. If you remember that video, I'm going to take it a little bit further today. I'm going to explain how to actually interact with employees, okay? I'm going to do it briefly because this can take an hour or two in a speaking event. So I'm going to do this quickly for you, okay? Couple of rules. First thing is this. Anytime you see anything out of an employee that you know is going to piss you off next time you see it, you have to have a discussion with that employee right now. Not later today, not tomorrow, not next week, right the fuck now. If you see them do anything, if they are 10 seconds late and being on time is an absolute 100% must, or they do something in a way that it cannot be done, it has to be done this way, and they did it this way, whatever the case may be, you have to have a conversation with them right now. If you stay silent, that means you approve of their behavior. If you see it and you know you're going to be pissed off next time you see it, talk to them right this second. Everything else can wait, okay? Now, when you have a conversation with an employee, you have to make sure that you're simply talking to them like a normal human being. You say, hey, you were 10 seconds late. 10 seconds may not seem like a lot, right? But it is absolutely 100% a must that everybody has to be on time, period. This whole thing works around being on time. Ask them if they understand that. Ask them what's going on. Be like, is this an ongoing thing? Is this just you ran into an accident today? Like explain to me what, you know what I mean? Is this, when you are 1000% convinced that this will never be a problem again, right? And you ask them, well, what are you going to do to make sure that this is done? Let them answer you in their words. Now you've had a conversation explaining why it's a problem, how it can be fixed, why it has to be fixed. They've told you that they've understood and how they understood and how they're going to fix it. If you are 1000% convinced that this will never happen again, that you'd be insanely surprised if it ever happened again, then your conversation's over. Then here's what you do. You send an email. If you've got HR or somebody, you can send an email to HR and to the employee at the same time and say, on this day at this time, I noticed this. It's almost like filling out a little report. This employee clocked in 10 seconds late. I had a conversation with them. Here is what we discussed. Here is what was said. You document the whole thing in an email and you hit send. Done. Now HR has it on file. If you are the only freaking boss and you are HR, send the email to yourself. Copy the employee. Let them see that, hey, this was documented. You didn't get written up. You don't have this, write-ups are for really serious shit. Don't use like write-up forms. It kills morale. But this email acts as a similar kind of thing. It is now on file. When you had that conversation, what the conversation was, all of these things. If a week later they clock in 10 seconds late again, that conversation just became much shorter. Be like, dude, what the fuck? We just had this conversation. Like, what's the problem? Is something wrong? Like, what? You have the same conversation, but you have a much shorter version of it. As soon as it's done, you send an email again. Da-da-da-da-da-da. If a week later they do it again, you can be like, I don't know what to tell you now. We just had this conversation twice in a row. This is the third time now. This conversation's pretty damn short, right? You just simply, okay? And you let them know. If you're ever late again, you are terminated. period. Okay, you've already had 3 strikes. Send out your email. If it ever happens again, instant termination. Week later, they're 10 seconds late again. They see you, they walk over to your office, they hand you their badge or their keys or whatever, and they thank you for your time because they know they're fired. You've went through it like a normal human being, a manager that can communicate. And they appreciate it. I've fired people that thanked me because they knew it was coming. It was on them. That's how it's handled. All right? So give it a try.